This is Connor Thomas in the Public Speaking 231 class, giving my informative speech. This is Sydney Willits, Phaedra Thomas, Lonnie Thomas, and I'm about to give my speech. Imagine for a moment that your anniversary is coming up and you have the perfect gift in mind for your spouse. They love German clocks, and a German clockmaker lives nearby. So you go to them and ask for the perfect gift idea for your spouse. They look a little confused, and then they end up handing you a bag of rat poison. You have fallen victim to a mistranslation error. In English, a gift is a present, something you give someone. In German, the same sounding word means something totally different: poison. We're going to go over some mistranslation errors that can be found in the Bible and are fairly common. Some of them haven't been fixed today. We're going to go over why they happen and the effects of them, or why they're important. We're going to start with a mistranslation error that Danny Reese pointed out in their 8 mistranslations of the Bible, which started in Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. The correct translation for this is thou shalt not murder. And as you can see in my presentation here, the top is thou shalt not kill. The bottom, which is the correct translation, is thou shalt not murder. They're very similar, very hard, or very easy to mistake the two together. And if you don't know the reason it's important, it may not seem like it matters. But thou shalt not kill would indicate that humans cannot kill anything, be it other humans or animals or plants. Thou shalt not murder means that we're not allowed to unlawfully take another's life. This means that soldiers who have to defend their nation, or officers who have to defend other citizens with lethal force, have a little bit more leeway. Mistranslations can be easy to make, and sometimes it can be hard to know when you've made a mistranslation. Some of them you just have to take a guess, and sometimes you just guess wrong. This happened to St. Jerome when he was translating Exodus chapter 34, verse 29. In this verse, Moses goes up to Mount Sinai and receives the 10 Commandments from God. And when he comes down, his face is noted to be radiant or shining. However, the word shining is written in Hebrew without vowels, and it's written QRN, pronounced Quran. However, there's another very similar sounding word, Karen. And while Quran is spelled with 2 A's, Karen is spelled with 2 E's. The difference is that Quran means radiant and shining, Karen means horned. This mistranslation error is what ended up giving Moses horns when depicted by many artists, including Michelangelo himself. St. Jerome unfortunately made a couple of mistakes when translating from the Hebrew Bible to the Latin Vulgate, and some of them were honest mistakes. Some of them were from a lack of understanding of the world. At the time, they believed that the world was flat, and that's why in Genesis 1:6, he depicted the world, or he noted that there was a firmament, a support in the sky that separated the waters. The proper Hebrew word was rakia, and as Frank Nelt noted, the word nakia means an expanse. And this separation kind of comes from the fact that now we understand that the sky is empty space. And the Bible understood that. The understanding of people at the time, though, refused to properly describe it, so they gave it a physical support rather than letting it be an empty space. So, just how, like, when you're asking a German clockmaker who doesn't understand English very well for a gift, you might get poison. Mistranslations can have just as detrimental effects if you're studying for something that in your life is important. And you could end up with poison. Thank you.